Today, we are going to be doing a gluten-free and vegan food prep. Food prep is different than meal prep because food prep, we are prepping food. We are prepping ingredients, components of a meal to use in various ways throughout the week. So I'm really excited to share these recipes with you. They're really delicious. They're easy to make, and I think that you're going to really enjoy them. So as always, all the written out instructions, ingredients are in the description box down below. And let's get into it. We are going to start off with a sweet treat for this food prep with these delicious chocolate walnut cookies. This recipe is being made in partnership with Wellbean. Their products are incredible. They have bars, nuggets, and muggins, which are microwavable muffin mixes. Their products contain delicious ingredients like beans, fruits, and nuts, resulting in amazing whole food, plant-based recipes that are vegan, high in fiber, a great source of plant protein, and with no added sugar. The Chocolate Cake Muggins mix uses date flour, cacao powder, and black beans to create a delicious mix. To make our chocolate walnut cookies, all you need to do is take one bag of the Chocolate Cake Muggins mix and mix it with baking soda, unsweetened non-dairy milk of choice. I used almond milk and nut butter. Mix until it forms a dough and then fold in some chopped walnuts and chopped dates. Take 1 to 2 heaping tablespoons of the dough and form them into balls. Place onto a lined baking sheet with either parchment paper or a silicone mat, spacing the cookies out about 1 inch. You can make the cookies as big or as small as you like. Then bake in the oven at 350 Fahrenheit for 18 to 20 minutes, depending on your oven. The mix is so delicious, and I love that it is full of chocolatey goodness while getting in those nutrients. After they come out of the oven, let them cool, and then you can transfer them into a container. Keep them stored on the counter and do your best to resist eating them all because they are just too good. Check out Wellbean in the description box down below and use the code PLANTIFUL for 10% off your order. I was truly amazed by how delicious the bars and mixes were while sneaking the beans and legumes in. I love a little sweet treat with added benefits, and the inside of these is amazing. Next up, we're going to prep our high-protein, gluten-free bagels. If you see my other What I Eat Todays, you know I love my protein bagels every morning, and I finally have a gluten-free version for you guys. These use lupini flour. Lupini beans are super high in protein, and they're really awesome. So we're going to use lupini flour, baking powder, salt. We're going in with a vegan yogurt, and we're just going to mix this up and form it into a dough. These are so awesome. They have at least 33 grams of plant protein just from the lupini bean flour, plus whatever you get from whatever vegan yogurt you're using. So you just mix it up and then form it into a dough. The dough's a little sticky, so I suggest having wet hands when shaping and forming everything because it doesn't make it stick. And then I'm just going to divide that dough into 4 to make 4 bagels, and then I was just weighing them all on the scale to make sure I was accurate in my cutting. I was pretty close actually. So then I'm going to form them into little balls, and again, I'm using wet hands for this, putting them on a lined baking sheet, and then I will stick like a spoon, like the back of a spoon, into there to make a hole in the middle, and then I'll use my fingers to widen the hole. Now these don't spread that much, so the shape and size of them beforehand will be the shape and size of them pretty much after baking. So if you want flatter, more flakily type bagels, make them thinner. If you want thicker bagels like I made, make them thicker. Adding everything bagel seasoning, and these go in the oven 425 Fahrenheit for about 25 minutes. They will just look dried up and golden brown on the bottom like this. And I have to say, these are really cool. This is a really awesome recipe. You're getting in tons of plant protein, tons of fiber, because there's also like 28 grams of fiber per bagel. So they're really awesome. When making this recipe, it was my first time using lupini flour, and I really like it. I'm definitely going to try to incorporate it into more recipes. After I let them cool, this is what they look like on the inside. And then I'm just going to spread some vegan cream cheese on them. I actually filmed this and then ate one right away for breakfast that day with some watermelon, and these are delicious. And then you can just store them in a bag on your counter. I have like a bagel bag that I reuse every week for bagels. I clean it out and then I keep reusing it. Next up, we're going to make some crispy fava bean tofu. I really just like having this on hand because it's great to throw in wraps, salads, bowls. It just makes it easy that it's all done. So I'm taking 2 blocks of the fava bean tofu, and I am just going to cut it into little squares. Sometimes I like to tear it with my hands. Today, for whatever reason, I wanted to be very neat. I wanted little cute cubes, okay? But you can tear it into pieces. You can make long rectangles if you want. It's really whatever you feel like doing. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to add paprika, garlic powder, parsley, salt, and a little onion powder. and nutritional yeast. Just to add nice flavor, the nutritional yeast kind of acts like a breadcrumb. And then I'm just going to place a plate on top and then shake up the bowl so I can evenly coat the tofu. After I do one round, I'm just going to add a little more garlic powder and parsley and nutritional yeast and give another round of shaking just so I know everything got nice and coated. And that's it. Now we can get ready to bake them. I'm going to pop them onto a baking sheet. And you could also, of course, always throw these in the air fryer too if you want. Whatever works out better for you. Going to add a little spray oil, and these go in the oven 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes. They come out golden, crispy, let them cool, transfer them into a container, and now you have them to enjoy throughout the whole week. Super easy, done. Then I wanted to make a bean salad, so we're making a bean salad. I'm just going to cut up all my veggies, and I love bean salad. Like growing up, I loved bean salads. We would go to the deli. I would get bean salad all the time. So I'm cutting up my cucumber into nice little pieces. And I find that the English cucumbers, hothouse cucumbers, whatever, these kinds of cucumbers you want to call them are, last longer. They're a little bit sturdier, in my opinion. So then I'm going to cut up a bell pepper. I already cut up half of it beforehand. You guys just didn't see. And I'm going to cut that into pieces. And then for my beans, I kept it simple with chickpeas and kidney beans. Of course, you can use any beans that you like. That is the beauty of a bean salad. Have fun, use any beans you want. I also had some parsley on hand, so I just threw it in there. Throw in an herb, throw in some basil, parsley, dill, whatever you got. Did also a can of black olives. I love olives so much. And then I'm going in with some balsamic vinegar, a little oil, and balsamic glaze. Balsamic glaze is a thickened up balsamic vinegar, and it's sweet and it's so good. And then just season it up with some salt, pepper. You could do garlic powder. You could do red pepper flakes. It's so easy to customize and make your own and just have fun with. And it's one of those things that just lasts in the fridge for a few days. It's great as a side dish. It's great as a snack. It's great as a main. I mean, it's so easy. I had this with the crispy tofu like 2 or 3 times for lunch this week. So easy, delicious, and nutritious to keep on hand. Now we're going to finish off with this veggie packed pesto, and this came out so good. So I took one broccoli crown and I cut it into pieces. You could also use frozen broccoli. It really doesn't matter. And I'm just going to pop this into a pan. We're going to add in a bunch of spinach, some peas, 1 can of canned peas, walnuts, 2 garlic cloves, and water. We're going to let this cook on the stove for like 25 minutes until everything cooks down. Then we're going to add in basil to our blender along with all those softened veggies. The flavor on this pesto was amazing, and I really think it's because of the peas, if I'm being honest. We're going to add in some non-dairy milk. I'm using almond milk and some vegan Parmesan cheese, and then we just blend it up. And it's super simple. I added in water as needed, so you can create the thickness that you like. And this was delicious. I had it with the crispy fava bean tofu. I had it with pasta. This would be great on sandwiches, wraps. Taste it when you're all done. I wanted to add in a little more salt. And that was it. I love making veggie pack sauces like this for the start of the week because you can freeze them. They're great to have on hand. I use them all the time. My boyfriend loves pasta. Like every night when he comes home from work, he wants pasta. So it makes me feel really good to give him these veggie pack sauces because then I know that at least he's getting in a lot of fiber and nutrients from the veggies, and then I pair it with like a protein pasta. It's awesome. So I just put this in my jar, and this can hang out in the fridge during the week, and it's great to have on hand. So I hope you guys enjoyed this food prep. A big thank you again to Wellbean for partnering with me on this video. These chocolate walnut cookies were so delicious, and I hope you enjoy these recipes. Check the description box down below for everything you want to know. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon with more videos. Bye!